Wondering what to do with all those little scraps of fabric? Why not make a drawstring tote bag? It's pretty simple and it's a great way to use up all those small bits of fabric. I'm also including instructions for how to add a zipper pocket on the front of your tote bag. I've also included a pattern that you can download if you visit the link in my description. It's totally free, you don't have to sign up for an email list or anything. Start by arranging your fabric scraps. Just collect a bunch of fabric scraps from your recent sewing projects and start playing around with them and laying them out in a way that's aesthetically pleasing to you. The overall shape of the scrap layout doesn't really matter, but it should be big enough for your bag pattern to fit on top of twice, so you can have the front and the back of the bag. When you're doing this, be sure to keep in mind that there will be some overlap of the pieces due to seam allowance. Once you're satisfied with the scrap layout, make sure to cut straight edges on all of your fabric pieces where they will be sewn together. One by one, you want to sew your scrap pieces together. I will usually start with smaller pieces and then add on the larger pieces. I also recommend using a fairly sturdy seam allowance, like a felled seam or French seams. This is because each of these seams can be a weak point for the bag. So using sturdy seam finishes will help your bag last a little bit longer. Now you want to cut out the bag front and back from your scrap layout. You also want to cut out your pocket, top and bottom. You can use the same process to make a scrap fabric pocket. I just decided to use the pocket out of that one piece of fabric. To add the zipper to the pocket, place the zipper face down on the pocket top and sew along the edge. After sewing, press the fabric away from the zipper teeth. Next, you want to place the zipper face down on the bottom pocket and sew along the edge. After sewing, you can press the fabric again away from the zipper teeth. As an optional step, you can edge stitch above and below the zipper teeth just to make the fabric a little bit neater if it's not pressing cleanly. Now you want to hem the upper edge of the top pocket and then sew the pocket onto the front bag piece. It should line up with the bottom of the bag. Now you want to take those two little scraps of interfacing and apply them to the bottom corners of the back bag piece. Now you want to sew the bag front and back together. You want to leave 2 inches of space unsewn at the top of each bag. This will be used to make the drawstring casing later. Now you want to finish your seams and turn to the right side. You can finish your seams however you like, but since this bag might get some heavy use, I decided to use double fold bias tape for a seam to make a seam binding. If you choose to do it this way, you don't have to finish all the way to the corner since we're going to clip the corners before we turn it to the right side anyway. Now you want to sew a triangle at the bottom corners of the bag through both layers. Make a line connecting the points that are 2 inches in from the corners and sew. Poke a hole in the bag inside this triangle section. I like to start by using an awl to poke a hole and then using a small pair of scissors to make the hole a little bit bigger. Now we're going to add the grommet into each hole. Grommets are made with 2 pieces, the front and a little flat washer piece for the back. So you want to insert the front through the hole and then place the washer on the back of the fabric. Then you want to press the two together. Now there are many ways of doing this. I prefer to use a grommet presser because it doesn't require nearly as much grip strength as other methods that I've tried. Now we're going to get the drawstring casing ready. Make a narrow hem at the top edges of the bag. And then fold over the top to create a casing. Insert the string through the casing. You need 2 pieces of string and they both need to go all the way around through both casings. One string you'll insert through the left side, thread it all the way around so it comes back out the left. The other will start at the right side, go all the way around so it comes back out the right. Once you've threaded the string through, you want to insert them through the grommet holes and then tie a big knot on the back to hold them in place. And that's it, you're finished. You have made a scrap tote bag with a zipper pocket.